In this video, you'll learn how to add a subdomain in Vercel so that any subdomain you use, like user1.yourdomain.com or app.yourdomain.com, can correctly point to your project. Let's start with the basic idea of what we're trying to achieve. By default, when you add a custom domain to Vercel, you usually connect the main domain, something like yourdomain.com. But sometimes you want flexibility. Maybe you're building a multi-tenant app where each user gets their own URL, or you want separate sections like blog.yourdomain.com, api.yourdomain.com, or dashboard.yourdomain.com. Instead of manually adding each one, you can use what's called a wildcard subdomain so that any subdomain automatically routes to your Vercel project. Today, I'll show you how to set that up in Vercel's domains settings using a single pattern star.yourdomain.com. This is written as an asterisk followed by a dot and then your domain name. First, make sure your domain is already connected to your Vercel project. You should have your project open in the Vercel dashboard, and the custom domain, like yourdomain.com, should already be added under that project's domain section and properly configured with your DNS provider. If your root domain is not connected yet, you'll want to do that before setting up wildcard subdomains. Otherwise, the wildcard won't work as expected. Once your base domain is working, head to your project in the Vercel dashboard and find the domains or settings tab where domains are managed. This is where you see the list of domains assigned to the project. You might see your main domain, maybe something like yourdomain.com, or other aliases you've already added. Now you're going to add the wildcard pattern. In the field where you would normally type a new domain, enter an asterisk, then a dot, then your domain. For example, star.yourdomain.com. Do not type the word star literally, you'll use the asterisk character. This asterisk tells Vercel to match any subdomain in front of your main domain, whether that's user1.yourdomain.com, account.yourdomain.com, or anything else. After typing the wildcard domain, confirm or save it so it's added to the list. Vercel may perform a quick verification check. If your DNS is managed by Vercel, this might be automatic. If your DNS is external, make sure your DNS records are configured so that both your root domain and any subdomains point to Vercel according to their documentation, typically via a syname or appropriate record. Once the wildcard domain is successfully added and verified, any subdomain you use under that main domain will point to your project. That means you can type user1.yourdomain.com in a browser and it will load the same Vercel project without needing to manually register that subdomain. This setup is especially powerful if your application logic uses the subdomain to determine which content to show. For example, you might read the incoming hostname inside your app and use that to load different user data or different sections dynamically. On the other hand, if you don't need dynamic behavior, it's still a convenient way to support multiple branded URLs or environments all mapped to the same deployment. I'm going to walk you through one last important reminder. Anytime you work with wildcard subdomains, give DNS a bit of time to propagate. It can take several minutes, and in some cases longer, before new subdomains start resolving globally. If things don't work right away, wait a little, clear your cache, or test in a private window before troubleshooting further. That's all you need to do. By adding star.yourdomain.com in the domain settings of your Vercel project, you unlock support for any subdomain you want, all pointing cleanly to the same deployment.